Martian Manhunter is one of the most powerful superheroes in the DC universe, with super strength, speed, durability, flight, telepathy, telekinesis, and an incredible healing factor. He's also incredibly intelligent and has a rich history that dates back to 1955. Despite his incredible power set, Martian Manhunter does have weaknesses, which we will get into right now. But do you think you could defeat him? Let me know your thoughts below. As always, there are some spoilers ahead for those who aren't familiar with Martian Manhunter. So if you don't want anything to be ruined, I suggest you stop watching now. If you're cool with that, then let's get started. One of Martian Manhunter's greatest weaknesses is fire. As a Martian, Jayans shares many similarities with Superman, one being that they are both incredibly strong and have a fierce sense of justice. However, unlike Superman, Jon Jones doesn't possess invulnerability. In fact, he is vulnerable to fire, and it can actually burn him. This is because Martians are extra-dimensional beings from the planet Mars in the dimension known as Magadon. It was once thought that Mars was just a barren frozen wasteland, but it's actually inhabited by the Martians, and their society was so advanced that they were able to hide their presence from the rest of the universe, until Earth began interfering with their affairs. The planet itself is also able to influence its inhabitants, giving them psionic powers. And while the planet is uninhabitable due to its dry, frozen wasteland, the Martians are able to survive on Earth, as it's much more suitable to their needs. Unfortunately, this also makes them vulnerable to fire, as Earth's climate is much different than that of Mars. When Jon Jones reverted to his human form, he was able to walk through fire without getting burned. But when he reverted back to his Martian form, he was literally on fire and had to roll around in sand to put himself out. This weakness has actually led to some of his defeats in the past. For example, in Justice League International, he was defeated by the villain known as Solomon Grundy, whose body was made up of swamp muck. This gave him control over water and fire, which he used against Martian Manhunter, literally burning him to defeat him. Another one of Martian Manhunter's weaknesses is fear. This may seem like a pretty odd weakness, but it is a very real thing for Jayans. See, his shape-shifting abilities are directly affected by his emotional state. If he is frightened or fearful, he won't be able to shift at all. This weakness was actually exploited by the villain Max Lord in the 1996 event. The story saw Max Lord become the ruler of Earth, turning many heroes against each other and using Martian Manhunter's shape-shifting abilities against him. As Lord knew about his fear of losing his friends and family, he was able to use this against him, keeping him in his human form throughout the entire story. This caused Jayon to lose his telepathic abilities and also left him powerless to stop Lord from taking over the world. Fortunately, he was eventually able to overcome his fear and defeat Lord, but this is still something that he has to deal with to this day. Do you think you could defeat Martian Manhunter? If you want to try, I suggest you bring a lot of water and maybe a fire extinguisher too. Just kidding, don't actually hurt him. He's a hero. But seriously, let me know what you would do in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch the next one where I talk about Superboy's secret weakness. And if you really liked what we're doing here, consider supporting us. We'd really appreciate it. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.